Sure. Well, and I mean, we set that list going forward kind of off of what we were good at and what we weren't good at last year. You kind of teach them to think about the game and that it's not match preparation and execution is not. It's not an emotional thing. It's not a Rocky movie. It's not Rudy. It's not about whether or not you're fired up. It's about what you know and how prepared you are. So we spent a lot of time going into the season kind of talking about where we needed to get better. Spent a lot of time on it in the spring. And we knew we needed to get better in side-out offense, and we needed to be able to keep our side-out offense at a pretty high level over an extended period of time. And we did pretty well with that over the course of the weekend. And then we went to Rice last night, and we sided out at 70% in the first set, and beat a really good Rice team in the first set who sided out at 66. If you side out at 66%, you're going to be in any set you're playing anywhere. And we pushed and pushed and pushed, and we were able to sustain that really high level of play through the first set and through about the second half or the first half of the second set. So that's one spot where we knew we needed to get better, and we've improved. We need to get better serving wise, and we don't look at the number of service errors that we're taking. We look at the number of service errors that we're taking relative to the number of service aces that we're getting. And if you're serving 9 aces and 9 errors, I'm fine with that. I don't mind giving away the 9 points. You're getting 9 back on aces, and there's probably another 18 balls where you're serving and you're not getting an ace, but they're out of system and their offense becomes predictable, and you're able to dig a ball and score a point that way. So was pretty happy coming out of last weekend with that. We struggled a little bit serving last night. I thought we took some service errors early, and then we had a tendency to just get a little careful because we knew we were playing a really good team, and you can't get careful against a good team. So we got to get a little better from the inline still. We're going to go in the gym, work on that today. We gave up no service aces last night. Serve receive has definitely gotten better. Lauren Stallman had a fantastic weekend and a great match last night. Her job as a libero, her primary job is to anchor that serve receive pattern. So she's doing that, and she's also digging a ton of balls. I think I think she took 17 in 4 sets last night, and had a really high average for the weekend last weekend. And that's a place where we knew we needed to get better. So we've always been a pretty good blocking team. We've been good in the middle, and we've gotten better there. But overall side out game and production from the left sides, and our ability to be good in serve receive has definitely gotten better. And I still think we've got to become, like I said, a better serving team. We've got to become a little better blocking team. And then we are about where we should be on the learning curve in terms of being able to make in-match adjustments. But we're going to have to kick that into high gear. That learning process is going to have to take place pretty quickly. We got a couple more weekends, and then we go into conference play. So we're going to have to be able to make some in-game adjustmts a little better than we did last night. We have Prairie View A&M. We get a rematch with Texas Southern, and those guys, if anybody who saw our match last weekend, those guys are fast and athletic and extend rallies. And, we've beaten them once, and they're not going to want to see that happen again. So we play those 2 teams on Saturday, and then on Friday we play an University of Indiana team. And anytime you're playing a team out of the Big Ten, I mean, that's, in any given year, it's one of the top 2 leagues in the country. Indiana will be good, and then we got to play Texas State, and we've been spending some time this week talking about, first of all, the fact that we prepare for everybody the same way. We're gonna break down film. We're gonna look at a scouting report. We're gonna look at matchups. We're gonna talk about things that we can do to exploit some weaknesses that they have, and we're not gonna prepare for Texas Southern any differently than we prepared for them last weekend, or any differently than we're gonna prepare for Indiana. An opponent's an opponent, and they deserve the best match we can give them no matter what. So we're going to prepare for everybody the same, and on Friday we're going to go out against a really good team out of the Big Ten and see what we can do. We went on the road last night. The road's always hard. It's always harder than it is to play at home, and we've got a big group of freshmen, and watching them on the road a little bit last night, you could kind of watch them growing up, and it was painful at times. So everybody loves San Marcos, so we're going to go on the road and see what we got.